Now, Ants Among Elephants. That's the title of a new memoir that describes what it feels like to grow up as so-called untouchable, or Dalit, at the bottom of India's caste system, which still divides its Hindu society into rigid hierarchical groups. India's constitution banned caste discrimination almost 70 years ago, but for many people it's still there, affecting every part of daily life. And to share some insight into what it's like even today, growing up in India as a member of the lowest caste, I'm joined by author Sujatha Gilder, who now lives in New York City, where she works as a subway conductor. She's getting some glowing reviews for that memoir, Ants Among Elephants, and we're very grateful that you're joining us for your first television interview. Welcome to Impact. And can I ask you first, how different does it feel? How much freer do you feel being in America now?
Well, actually, I was born an untouchable, and I came here to America when I was 26 years old. And as an untouchable, it's very different here for me in America. It's much better to live here in America compared to living in India, because for Americans, not just for Americans, for all non-Indians in America, they see me just as an Indian. They don't see me as an Indian outcast or outcast Indian, and they would treat me just as they would treat any other Indian, say for example a Brahmin Indian. But when it comes to Indians in America, it's still the same. They're still the same as Indians in India. They are very caste conscious. They move in their own caste circles, and they look down on people who are in lower castes, and even the immigrant associations, so-called immigrant associations, ostensibly to celebrate their culture, language, and festivals. Yes, they do those things, but they're also very much caste-based groups. For example, Telugu people that come from Andhra, my home state, they have several immigrant associations, and the reason is that there is one association that is dominated by the Kamma caste, and another one dominated by the Brahmin caste. And Dalits, of course, we don't have any special cultural association. And if I were to have Indian friends, and if I were to move in Indian circles, if I were to go, attend Indian celebrations, or even if I have Indian co-workers and colleagues, the question of caste comes up immediately. That's the first thing that happens, and it cannot be avoided. Indians, wherever they go, they take their caste along with them, and for us, our caste follows wherever we go. And I can't say that this happened with Indians in West Indies, but everywhere else in America and in UK, it's the same thing.
And can I ask you something? Can I ask you something else? You're very highly educated. You got into India's top engineering school. You did some work on the Indian space program, but you still felt you had to leave. Were you punished for speaking out?
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, are you talking about my jail, my period in jail?
Yes, tell us what happened to you.
Oh, well, okay. I was jailed, it was not my intention to get jailed and tortured, and I did not do anything that warranted that. It's not like I killed a government official or assassinated a politician or, kept a cache of arms in my dorm room or anything like that. I was arrested because of my views, and it's because I was a member of the Radical Students Union. And what we did was we went to villages, we stayed with the poor people, the landless, the tribals, the untouchables, and we tried to understand firsthand what their lives are like and how they think. And we tried to tell them that this is not some fate that they should accept meekly, and that there is reason why they are like that they're exploited and oppressed, and that they should stand up for themselves against their exploiters. That is what I was doing, and that is what I was arrested for.
Sujatha, I have one final question for you. Do you feel heartened by the fact that the new president of India is from the Dalit caste, the Dalit community? Do you think it might change things?
Not at all. I'm not at all heartened. I'm not fooled. And in my opinion, untouchables by and large are not fooled by him, because he has been a member of the right-wing fundamentalist fascistic RSS, and he was a candidate nominated by the far-right BJP. And these are some of the groups that are perpetrating violence and suffering on Dalits and Muslims. And while they're doing that simultaneously, how can they say that, this is the candidate for you? He's not. On the other hand, I want to point out that it doesn't depend on the candidate. It doesn't matter whether it's Congress or BJP or a good Dalit or a bad Dalit is president. In my opinion, it's the economic system that prevails in India that is at the root of caste and violence and discrimination against.
Sujata Gidler, we have to leave it there, but I'm so pleased you were able to speak to us and give us your first television interview here on Impact, and congratulations on the success of the memoir. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Do stay with us.